back to my channel, and Merry Christmas in July. This is a really special day for me. Not only is it Christmas in July, but it's also my first ever collab with the wonderful Brenda Godfrey. So it's my first collab ever, and I'm doing it with Brenda. Please, please, please go check out her channel. I will go link her below. My fireplace just went out, but that's okay because it's too hot for me. Anyways, Brenda is an amazing content creator. She posts consistently. She always eats what viewers want her to eat. She is so dedicated to the YouTube game. I'm so honored to work with her. I feel like we've really gotten to know each other through this process, and it's just been wonderful to be able to do my first collab with her. We kind of came up with the idea for Christmas in July very organically. We were commenting back and forth, and then eventually we started talking about Christmas, and then the next thing you know, we're doing Christmas in July. Because, you know, why not? Why not have Christmas in July? We all need a little Christmas cheer, especially nowadays. So we are bringing it to you in the summertime. I'm gonna tell you what I have on my plate. Both Brenda and I have Christmas breakfast. I'm gonna try not to move my plate around too much though, because I don't want anything to spill or break. But I have pancakes with green and red sugar sprinkles. Then I have a cheese omelet with green and red peppers, and then I have some Morningstar sausage links. Also have biscuits and gravy, and then some raspberries. Oh, and then Brenda and I both have our ugly sweaters on, ugly Christmas sweaters, because you know, gotta make this an ugly Christmas sweater party. That's one of the best things about Christmas. Also, just to bring a little bit of holiday cheer, I'm gonna make my orange juice into a mimosa. Just a little bit of Prosecco in there, because it's the holidays. Now I'm filming this at my parents' house, because you know, home for the holidays. And I'm not used to this setup, not used to getting ready in their kitchen. I thought I burnt a few things, but I think everything is actually gonna be really good. The sausage got darker than I wanted it to get, but that's usually how it goes anyways when I try to make this Morningstar sausage. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and dig in, and then we're gonna talk Christmas, okay? Let's just start with the sausage link. Yes, ma'am. I did get a little brown, but I like them. They're nice and charred. Are my earrings still lighting up? I can't tell. That was good. All right. Let's go for a piece of omelet. Now, some of these peppers I put in a pan and heated them up before adding them to the top of the omelet. The ones that I threw inside, I don't think got cooked all the way through. So some of these peppers might be a little more on the colder or raw side, but that's okay. Actually, no, I think it's really good. I can barely tell that some of them aren't cooked all the way through. The egg is cooked all the way through. I promise you that. It's just the peppers I just kind of threw in there at first without thinking about how I needed to maybe heat them up first. Christmas breakfast is so good, you all. Even if you're not a Christmas present, of course you're not a Christmas present. Well, you might be someone's Christmas present. We're all a gift to each other. But even if you're not a Christmas person, is what I'm trying to say. Here's some biscuit. It's worth doing Christmas in July just to get a good Christmas meal in. Just to get Christmas breakfast, so good. All right, I'm not gonna pick up this plate of biscuits. I'm really scared that my whole setup's gonna fall. Again, being at my parents', I just had to work with what I had in terms of setting this up. I love biscuits and gravy. I was gonna make my own gravy with just some almond milk and flour, because I had those things. But I decided to just go out and buy gravy. So it's just plain gravy with like some little maybe black pepper pieces. Let's try this mimosa. Stir it up. Good. It's been a little bit since I've had a mimosa. So delicious. I think I have a good balance of the Prosecco and the juice in there. It's more juice than champagne, I think. I mean, definitely more juice than champagne, but I taste more of the juice than anything else so far. Some raspberries. All right, now my whipped cream on this pancake was melting from the get-go. It was melting from the get-go. And it was sliding around on the pancake when I was trying to do a thumbnail. So it doesn't look as amazing as I wanted it to look, but it's still pretty freaking delicious looking. Let's see how it tastes. Bomb.com. There's something delicious about whipped cream on breakfast items, on like French toast, pancakes, waffles, and then you add this sugar. It's really good. Merry Christmas. Brenda and I prepared some Christmas questions / Christmas favorites. Where we are going to talk about our favorite Christmas everything. Like favorite Christmas songs, favorite Christmas movies, that kind of thing. So I've got the list pulled up here of the questions of all the favorites. So we're gonna get into that in just a minute. Let me finish this sausage link. And then we'll eat and discuss Christmas. Brenda and I were saying we wish that we had snow machines so we could make it snow. I also wish there wasn't so many copyright issues so I could play some Christmas music, but that's a no-no. You all, I took a break, just a minute here, to readjust my lights. I had a feeling that maybe they didn't show up very well, and I was right. I still don't think they're showing up as much as I would like, but I know they're here, you know they're here. It's Christmas, regardless. Christmas in July, that is. All right, question number 1. What is your favorite Christmas song or songs? I definitely really like the Little Drummer Boy song. There's something about those rumpa-bum-bums that just plays on my heart. Even the other versions that I've heard after the original came out, I like those as well. Like there's some really like poppy ones out there. I forget who sings the pop version I'm thinking of. I don't think it's Mariah Carey, but someone of that caliber does a really great pop version, and it gets me every year. Like, it just makes me want to jam out to Christmas music. Or it makes me want to jam out to that song over and over again. I also really like the song Santa Baby. Ever since I was a kid, I've liked that song. Even before I realized how scandalous it was. It's kind of a naughty song. I've still always liked it. I mean, now, that doesn't make me not like it because it's naughty. But when I was a kid, I didn't realize it was a naughty song. It was really catchy to me. Even when I was small, even when I was a child. But now that I kind of understand the meaning of it, that makes it even more fun. Kind of a more edgy and scandalous Christmas song. And I really like the Marilyn Monroe vibes of that song. Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Alright, so I would say those are my two favorites. Favorite Christmas movie or movies? I used to always say my favorite was A Christmas Story. And it's definitely up there. I like A Christmas Story because it's very real to life, you know? It's very realistic because in that movie, nothing goes as planned. There's so much about Christmas that just isn't as cheery as a little boy in the movie would like it to be. Things kind of come together a little bit more in the end, but in a very non-traditional way. And I think that's a realistic picture of how Christmas is for a lot of people. It doesn't always go as planned. It's not always perfect. We put a lot of pressure on it to make it perfect, and it's just never quite what we envision. Or sometimes it might be, but not always. But I think, you know, in the end it can come together, and that's what happens in the movie. You know, some things that you didn't have planned might happen. Like they ended up having Christmas dinner at a Chinese restaurant, which I've done before. And they were fine with that in the end, and it was a happy thing in the end. So I just appreciate the realistic aspect of that movie. However, I have to say, my favorite Christmas movie is probably Elf. That's definitely a happy, feel-good Christmas movie, although it has parts where I get emotional. I get kind of sad. But then it lifts you back up in the end. It truly makes you feel the Christmas cheer. And that's sort of the whole plot of the movie, is for Buddy the Elf to bring Christmas to everyone, to help people believe in Christmas again, help them believe in Santa Claus again. I just really appreciate towards the end where they're all caroling outside trying to help Santa get his sleigh up into the sky. And then eventually everyone's singing, everyone's outside in Central Park singing, or they're sitting at home watching their TVs, singing Christmas. Then Santa's sleigh takes off into the sky, and everyone believes in Santa again. It's so sweet. Oh yes, Elf, I think, is number one for me. And I remember seeing Elf in theaters when it came out. Like, it's always been in my life ever since it came out. I've been an Elf fan. Oh. All right. The next one is favorite Christmas decoration or decorations. I think definitely a Christmas tree and ornaments for me. I always like decorating a Christmas tree. Now, putting it up and stringing the lights is definitely not my favorite part. I like to have help with that. But I like taking the ornaments out of the box and figuring out where to place them on the Christmas tree. I really like ornaments. Many of the ones that I own came from my grandmother, and they have sentimental value. And I feel like the same can be said for many ornaments on many Christmas trees. They all tell a story, you know? Each ornament has its own history and its own story. And I really appreciate that. This is super filling. I don't think I'm going to need Christmas lunch or Christmas dinner after this Christmas breakfast. It's harder to eat this omelet than I thought it would be. I think I need a bigger fork or something. Well, I had to get up and readjust again. I didn't like that that window was showing, but oh well, what can you do? Alrighty, next question is favorite Christmas tree topper. So basically, angel versus star, unless you all have something else that you put on top. Maybe some people do bows. I don't know, I guess the possibilities are endless. I just usually think angel or star. When I was growing up, the star that we had in my house, I just gave it away. The Christmas tree that we had in our house had a star on top. But at my grandmother's, the Christmas tree had an angel on top. I like both, but the star is probably my favorite. I like that it lights up. I like that it kind of creates this image of the tree itself being earth and the ornaments. I don't know, this is maybe getting kind of deep and carried away, but the ornaments are kind of like people, and the star is, you know, the star in the sky that we all look up to. And it guides us and lights up the night sky. It lights up the Christmas tree. But I'm not knocking the angels either. I like them as well. Favorite Christmas food? All right. I've had so many different variations of Christmas meals throughout the years. I would say my favorite, though, is probably the year or two that my grandmother ordered pizzas for me and my cousins on Christmas Eve. Usually on Christmas Eve, we would have a meal similar to Thanksgiving with like a turkey or ham and then side items. And we would eat that. My cousins and I would eat that. But my grandmother knew that as kids, it wasn't our favorite thing. And we had just had that for Thanksgiving, like less than a month prior. So she knew what we liked. She knew what we wanted. So there were a couple years there she ordered us pizzas. And I really remember those meals being enjoyable. I was so appreciative that my favorite food, which was pizza, was at Christmas meal, at Christmas dinner. I ate the other stuff too, but the pizza was the highlight for me and my cousins. So yeah, I think my favorite Christmas meal is pizza. It's both nostalgic and one of my favorite foods. Favorite Christmas drink? Probably this mimosa right about now. I guess anything with a little bit of Christmas cheer, anything that's a little spiked. I like the idea of eggnog, although I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember exactly off the top of my head what eggnog tastes like. I'm trying to taste it in my mouth right now, like remember the taste, and it's just not coming to me. I know it's kind of thick, it's warm. I like the idea of it. I think it's just been a while since I've had it. I like warm cider as well. And I also really like hot chocolate. So I guess it just depends on my mood. But right now, we'll say this mimosa is my favorite. It's a good mimosa. Eee. Favorite Christmas memory? I would say, just in general, my favorite Christmas memories are the ones at my grandmother's house. We used to go over there for Christmas Eve every Christmas. My cousins, my aunts and uncles, my parents, we were all there together, opening gifts, eating Christmas Eve dinner, just enjoying our time with each other and enjoying Christmas with each other. It was just a really important and valuable time of my life, just in general, when my grandmother was around, and getting to go to her house for Christmas with all the family there was really special. It was sometimes literally the highlight of my year. And she always had great food, like I was saying, even if we didn't always want the traditional Christmas meal, we still enjoyed it. We still got to have pizza some of those years, and it was just good times. She had great decorations, the prettiest tree. I now have her tree and many of her ornaments. So just being at her house and with her on Christmas really instilled a love and appreciation for Christmas in me. I feel like I haven't made much of a dent in this drink, but it's also a big glass. Usually a mimosa would be in like a little champagne flute. This is a pretty large champagne flute. Favorite Christmas TV show episode? Well, I can't remember every Christmas episode of every show I've seen. But what I watched recently is Friends, and the episode where Ross goes to the costume store to try to buy a Christmas costume to impress his son Ben. Can't find a Christmas costume there because they're all sold out. And he comes back in an armadillo costume. That is probably my favorite Friends Christmas episode that I can think of. And he uses his opportunity as a holiday armadillo to educate Ben on Hanukkah. And he gets kind of sidetracked for a minute there because Chandler comes in dressed like Santa Claus in the middle of Ross's Hanukkah spiel. So Ben gives all the attention to Chandler at first. So it becomes this ordeal. But then eventually Santa Claus, aka Chandler, and Ben sit down and listen to Ross talk about Hanukkah. And eventually Joey comes in dressed up like Superman. And by the end of it all, they are appreciative and celebrating and honoring Hanukkah as well as Christmas. Getting full. All right, I'm gonna have a bite of this biscuit. I'm probably not gonna finish the second biscuit. Kind of getting cold too. Favorite Christmas gift or gifts received as a kid from Santa Claus? Anything Barbie related. However, I specifically remember being super excited to receive a Barbie dream house one year. It was the big pink Barbie house with the elevator. Super beautiful house. However, I think I knew I was getting that. Like, I'm pretty sure that was like on the top of my list. And I knew that Santa was bringing it. There was another year that I got a Barbie dream boat. It was a big pink boat. It had a pool for the Barbies. It had a blender that was my size where I could blend juices and drinks. And I don't believe I knew that I was getting that. So that was a big surprise for me. And I remember being so excited about it. But yeah, I was a big Barbie fan. Usually all of my Santa Claus deliveries involved something Barbie. The last question is favorite Christmas tradition. And I think I've already said it. It kind of ties in with the favorite Christmas movie, it ties into the favorite Christmas memory, which is just going to my grandmother's house. She's not with us anymore, so we don't do that, but I think just in general, getting together with family, whether it just be my parents or, whomever, I'm with that year, that's important to me. Just being with family get-togethers. It warms my heart. Whew. I am super full. I wish I could have eaten more of that biscuit. I left a tiny piece of omelet. That's okay. It was getting cold. These berries are actually just what I need and want right now because they're not too heavy. If you all were here with me, I would make you a mimosa and cheers with you to happy Christmas in July. Merry Christmas in July. I would love it if you all would tell me your favorite Christmas things, favorite Christmas movie, song, etc. Leave us some comments, both Brenda and I, about what you thought of Christmas in July, what your favorite Christmas things are. As for my channel, please remember to subscribe, ring my bell, give me a thumbs up, and absolutely go watch Brenda's video and subscribe to her channel and ring her bell as well if you haven't already. Thank you so much for being here. Brenda, thank you so much for doing this collab with me. I'm glad that we were all able to have this Christmas cheer together. And yeah, I hope that you all have a great Christmas in July as well if you want to celebrate with us. Thank you everybody for being here. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, and Merry Christmas in July.